Oh, girls, you won't believe this. I'm at the police station right now. How about that? Maybe you think I got caught shoplifting, maybe I stole a purse, or I've been zealously skipping school, and I'm in here? No, 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 no. It's much more interesting than that. And just as interesting are all the stories on the channel. So you subscribe and I'll give you the details. We got a deal? Hi, my name is Fee, and only my mom calls me Fiona as an adult. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only adult in this family. I'm not kidding. My dad escaped from that nut house a few years ago, and it was all about Mom, who was constantly searching for herself, listening to webinars, going on retreats, taking a CSIS, and bugging Dad.
Don't touch my personal boundaries. This is my space.
That's what she kept telling Dad, and one day all the space in the house was just Mom's. I exhaled, thinking she'd calm down now. But no way! Now she started looking for a new love. One day I came home and saw that my mom had turned the living room into a gym. Kettlebells, pancakes, treadmill, and a bunch of other sports equipment. Mom? What is that? Fiona, I have a surprise for you. I thought she organized these activities for me, but my mom dumbfounded me.
I have a boyfriend. His name is Arnold, and he's a bodybuilder. And now I want to be fit and trim, too. We're going on a healthy diet.
We had tuna salad for a week. All this time, Mom tried to run, jump, squat, but Arnold could not withstand her pressure and simply stopped answering the phone. Mom didn't grieve for long. After hanging out with a friend in a night bar, she managed to pick up some rock musician. And so the weights and pancakes were replaced by a drum set, an electric guitar, and my headache. It was awful. Mom was learning to play the drums to surprise Kurt. That was her new boyfriend's name. The house was so noisy at night, I started doing my homework in the school library. And then I moved in with my best friend Kira for a couple days. My mom didn't even notice it. But when I ran in a week later to get a change of clothes, the house was suspiciously quiet and empty. Mom was sitting in the bedroom, finishing a huge bucket of ice cream. When she saw me, she sobbed loudly.
Fiona, he ran away from me with some biker girl. Can you believe it? How am I supposed to live without him?
I stroked her head for a long time, consoling her that Kurt is not the end of the world. And surely there will be someone who will really love Mom. It was quiet for a few days. Mom went to work. She diligently cooked dinner at home. I was quietly rejoicing. Until one night, late in the evening, eating second portion of pasta, I jumped up in my chair from a loud rumble outside the window.
Oh, it's for me. Fiona, don't wait up for me tonight. Bye-bye.
And a minute later, I heard a motor start up outside, and something huge with headlights the size of a spotlight came tumbling out of our yard and into the street. Miracles don't happen, I said bitterly out loud, wrote to Kira that my mom had gone to pieces again, and plopped down on the bed and fell asleep. All the next day at school, I thought about who was that new mysterious admirer. At home, I was in for a surprise. My mom had time to clean, do the laundry, and even make soup. And herself with a new hairstyle and bright makeup all looked at the clock. I saw huge tire tracks on our lawn this morning, Mom. Who's your new hero?
Oh, daughter. Things are going to be different now. No one can leave me this time. Well, he can, but I have a backup in case he does.
And Mom winked at me. Another spoonful of soup froze halfway on its way to my mouth. What did Mom come up with this time? But suddenly, her cell phone vibrated, and Mom, winking at herself in the mirror, scorched out into the street. And there near the gate stood a brand new, beautiful Tesla, which, as soon as Mom jumped inside, silently disappeared around the corner. So, it turns out that yesterday there was another car, definitely not Tesla, because its engine is not hurt at all. And yesterday, it was as if at least a bulldozer came into our yard. Listen, maybe Mom has not one, but two suitors? My friend came up with a crazy theory when I visited her that evening and told her about what was going on at my house. That sentence made a donut stick in my throat. Mom can't deal with one thing, and you say two. No, there's got to be another explanation, but how far I was from the truth. The next day, I came home in the evening. I did my homework at Kira's, but I decided to sleep at home. My girlfriend's parents were already looking at me askew. I slept over too often. A few steps away from the house, I froze on the spot, and my heart sank into my heels. There was a police car outside the house, and the blinkers, they were on. Oh no, something's wrong. Mom! A minute later, I kicked the front door almost like a ninja and flew into the living room. Two pairs of eyes stared at me in surprise. My mom's black, arrow-lined, surprised eyes, and the big and round man's next to her. Mom, are you okay? Why is there a police car outside our house? What happened?
It's my work car. I was rushing to Mimi's for dinner and I forgot to turn off the sirens. I'll fix it now.
And he hurried outside. Mom, can you explain what's going on?
Ted is a great guy. Yeah, he's a cop. But he even promised me a ride in his car with his blinkers on. Can you believe it? Isn't that fun?
What's going on? I didn't know if Mom was just messing with me or if she was being serious. I waved goodbye and went upstairs. I'm sick of everything. In the morning, I was awakened by the doorbell. On the threshold stood a young guy, diligently dressed. A nice, chesty voice asked,
Hi, is Mimi home?
Out of the corner of my eye, I saw a parked Tesla by the gate. Yeah, so that's who Mom jumped in the car with the other day. Mom's not... I don't know where she is. What about you?
Mateo, your mom and I are dating.
Glancing at my school backpack packed in the hallway, the guy nodded.
Can I give you a ride to school? It's no problem for me.
I thought, why not? My friends at school would be dying to know who the cute guy was who drove me. While we were driving, Mateo told me that he had his own beauty salon in town, and he was a hairstylist. That's how he and my mom met. Mom decided to make a dramatic image change, but Mateo stopped her by inviting her to dinner.
Your mom's so cute and funny. Oh, I'm running out of car power. Do you mind if we stop by to recharge? About 15 minutes, no more.
I nodded, and a couple minutes later, Mateo was already parked outside the charging station. He ran to the store for coffee, and I was on my phone. Suddenly, the car door opened abruptly, and a minute later, we were speeding away. Did you change your mind about charging? I looked up and froze. There was another man in the driver's seat. I was shocked. Who are you?
Who are you? Shit, I don't want any passengers. Now sit tight until I get out of town.
And he increased the speed. My heart was racing. I couldn't believe this was happening to me. This asshole decided to steal Mateo's car. What's going to happen to me now? I squeezed my eyes shut, convincing myself that it was just a stupid dream. Nothing more.
Shit, shit, shit!
The carjacker cursed loudly, and I realized why. We had a police car on our tail, and on the loudspeaker, they were dictating a phrase from a militant movie. Stop immediately. Repeat, stop immediately. That was epic. Realizing that he had been spotted, the grief-stricken hijacker clung to the curb. A minute later, the Tesla was approached by, Ted? It's you! It's so good to see you! I threw myself at my mom's lover, who yesterday seemed like a boring nerd. The Tesla hijacker opened his mouth in surprise, and Ted stared at me suspiciously.
What are you doing here? Why aren't you in school?
Well, I explained to Ted why it was like this, already at the police station. He took the Tesla hijacker there, called my mom, and told her to wait in his office. I looked at the numerous diplomas on the wall and thought, I have to tell my mom to leave Mateo and his Tesla and go out with Ted. He's definitely a reliable man. And then I heard some noise in the hallway. When I looked out, I was speechless. Mom was standing in the hallway. Ted, Mateo, and the Tesla hijacker were standing in a circle around her.
Mimi, what does that mean?
Yes, would you please explain?
Did you just date all of us at the same time?
Mom looked from one angry man to another in confusion. I'm so screwed. Mom broke all records. Having an affair with 3 at the same time. That's a level, of course. A stylist, a gangster, a policeman, Mom knows how to choose. When Mom saw me, she ran up and grabbed my hand and dragged me towards the exit.
Fiona, I'm so glad you're okay. Let's hurry home.
I looked back at the men behind me.
Screw them. They're all so toxic. Let's get out of here.
And we hurried home. For a couple days, my mom got calls from Ted. He suggested we forget the whole thing and start over, but Mom started acting like a resentful princess, and Ted got nothing. A week later, Mom announced we were moving to another city, and we'd be starting a new life there. Considering the fact that this was the 4th time we were starting a new life in this town, I had little faith that things would be any different now. It's hard with my mom, but it's still fun. So I'm packing my bags. Also, but it's a secret, okay? We started texting with Mateo, the stylist on the Tesla. He's so cool, and maybe it'll turn into something more interesting. And then I'll tell you another story, but hopefully with a happier ending. That's the news, my dears. And if you liked my story, I'm waiting for likes and feedback in the comments. Bye.